sign in initially with that email address. That may be what Zoom remembers.
So strange. Well, I am starting our stream to YouTube. Let's get that connected and then we can officially start the meeting. I will hit record. So Ann, we're live and you can
Okay.
start the meeting.
I would like to call this meeting of the Parks Commission to order. It is Wednesday, January 6th. We have a short agenda. First of all, we need to approve the minutes of the meeting from November 4th. I hope everyone's had a chance to read them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nancy,
So-
would you let everyone know that for the record that Greta's unavailable today for attendance?
Yeah. Greta unfortunately had a medical emergency last night, and her husband sent me an email saying that she just got home a few hours ago, so she'll contact me later in the day. And we talked yesterday, so
Super.
and that was before the emergency. So anyway, I will contact her and see if there's anything we can do to help too. At any rate, we need to approve the minutes of the last meeting. So could I'd like to make a motion that we approve them.
I'll second.
Could someone second, please?
Second.
Thank you. Then you have received the 2020 accomplishments and the 2021 goals and objectives. And I had hoped that that was going to be totally done. But then yesterday when I talked with Rob Jameson, he said the mayor wants us to add something about the Grove Hill Park effort to our goals and objectives. So Nancy, have you, I know you're in charge of that from council. Have you done anything with that yet?
No, we haven't.
Do you know who's on your committee?
I know one person, I can't remember her name offhand.
I know it's Chantel Mahalik,
yes.
something like that.
That's the only one I know of.
Okay,
And Rick, what, Corcoran?
Cochran?
Yeah.
Okay,
And somebody else from the Watershed Partners.
no,
And
it's the Land Conservancy.
or the Land Conservancy then.
Mhm.
Yeah, somebody else
Okay,
that's on his board. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I mean, I know the name. They gave us the name, but I don't know who it is. And
Okay.
and so I'm not sure what this Parks Committee would do with that, but Craig Corse, who's the landscape architect
Mhm.
that joined the consulting firm, the engineering consulting
Right.
firm that the village uses. So I think he's been working on a plan. I haven't spoken to him lately, but he's supposed to be putting together something.
Craig Carse. So you're just kind of waiting to hear from him?
Well, yeah, we didn't really do much over the holidays. We'll probably have a
Right.
meeting maybe next month or so and see,
Okay.
what they think about. I've spoken with Rich over the phone, and that's all, and also with Chantel.
Okay, so I think the mayor would like us to put something in the 2021 goals about the plan being designed this year and then implementing it in 2022. Does that sound right?
Are we actually going to have somebody design what's going to happen with that piece of property? Are they going to lay
Yes.
it out so it's going to have
Yes.
benches and yeah.
That's my understanding, but I guess I'm not sure why we'd have two parks committees working on the same thing.
Yeah,
No,
That-
what's
that's
going to
what-
happen is that the Grove Hill Parks effort will come up with a plan and they will present it to the Parks Commission for
that what the-
approval.
Is that what the mayor told you?
Yeah, that's what Rob told me.
Oh,
So this year,
Right.
2021 is supposed to be a planning year and 2022 is the execution of it.
Hmm.
So
that's right.
I guess
don't-
I just learned this yesterday afternoon around 4:30. So my question is, could I just add an item to the goals and objectives and then let that be it? I mean, do you all need to see that again?
I mean, I guess if Rob told you to do that, I'm still confused about it because nobody spoke to me about it, so.
Well, could you maybe talk with Rob about it?
I'd be glad to, yeah,
Okay. And then let me know so I can add that to the
okay.
document. So I guess we can't approve that yet. Okay, then under miscellaneous, I have 3 different things. I was very concerned about the trees that were decorated at the entrance to Riverside Park because they all had advertising, and we've never allowed advertising in any of the parks. But then yesterday, Greta and I were walking around Riverside, and she explained to me, which I hadn't understood before, that because Township Hall couldn't have their tree decorating contest inside on the little trees, you know, people, various organizations decorated those for years. And then people bid on them, and whoever got the best bid got to keep the tree. So this was sort of a compromise that was achieved through Molly Gebler and Mayor Tomko. It's supposed to be a 1-year thing because of COVID. But now that I understand why that was done that way, it's a little more palatable to me. I mean, I think they're probably ready to take them down anyway, but so that turned out to be better than I thought it was. But the other things I'm concerned about are the United Methodist Church service at the Triangle on Christmas Eve at 5 o'clock and the approval for the menorah. And I have no problem with those things happening. I'm just concerned about the fact that no one ever came to parks about it. Aren't those kinds of things that should be approved by parks?
I would think so, but
Well,
you can't stop a gathering, especially.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the church group, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't see that would need to be, but the menorah wasn't approved.
Well, what I gathered from reading Barbara Christian's column was that the menorah, the group that wants to do it has to come to parks this year
Right,
to get it approved, to put it, and they want to put it in Riverside.
right, but it was
Which is
not
fine.
approved. Well, it wasn't approved, so when it comes to parks, then when it's presented,
Yeah,
but the singing group, I don't think that we've ever, I mean, we've had people come on singing and having
Right.
to approve that.
okay. But I know that Aaron is planning to bring up process regarding parks events, I think in February at a council meeting.
Right.
Which I think is good because you can have all kinds of people wanting to do things. We just need to know what's happening in the parks.
Yeah, they called me at the last minute to make sure that I'd turned the music off in the bandstand, which was fine. I don't have a problem with that, but it was just kind of last minute.
I mean, people complained about the music in the bandstand.
No, they wanted it turned off for that, for the
The singing.
service that the
Oh,
church was gonna do. They didn't want to have to try and sing over it, which was fine. I just pulled the plug and plugged it back in. I wasn't sure whether people wanted it to continue through. I basically turned it off after Christmas and didn't let it run through New Year's, but I could have. So I don't know if anybody has a thought on that, to let it run through New Year's or not. It's, some people complained about the type of music, but you cannot have any secular type music that would be playing. So we've come up with a playlist that's non-secular. And the other thing, that if people do want different types of music, you would actually have to pay ASCAP for or get some kind of a play program through Pandora, if Pandora still exists, I don't even know, but that type of thing would have to be approved, and then we would have to stream it to the system, and then you could play all kinds of music, but you certainly don't want music playing like radio music and then have commercials playing. So that's
Right.
part of it. So you'd have to have something that was streaming, and streaming it is, there's ways to do it. It just try to figure that out, but I don't know if anybody really cares. But some people did complain that they weren't hearing Bing Crosby and White Christmas, and that they weren't hearing jazz music. And like, well, this is what we came up with so that we didn't have to run into problems with ASCAP. And the guy that helps me out with that does have a license, so he can do that. But so that was all.
So what kind of music was it? I didn't go over there.
Oh, it's a variety of Christmas music, Christmas tunes, but you're not playing anything that "Oh Holy Night," that type of stuff. You just can't make it
Religious music.
religious. Correct.
So it was secular.
Correct. Well, that is secular, I guess, right?
No, secular is not religious.
Not religious, right? Secular, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Todd, people complain about everything, so
I know.
wouldn't
I don't
worry about
it
it.
didn't bother me. I'm just saying that people complained about it. So
Yeah, people have complained to me just generally about having music in town at Christmas time, at the holidays,
right.
the years. And
Well,
I shrug my shoulders, so.
and they also complained that the music, they couldn't hear it all the way up by say the popcorn shop, or and it's like, it's unfortunate that I don't know who was on the committee at the time when we did streetscape with the new light poles. I don't know who was on council at that time, but the big mistake was that we didn't wire all those poles to take speakers that we could have then done a 70 volt.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't know who was on that committee, but they nixed it. And that's all you had to do was put wire in. You didn't have to do anything with it at the time, and it would have been a minimal expense to put the wires in. But that's the way it goes. Now you're kind of stuck.
Can you still do it now, or it's too late?
You could do it, but it would be very expensive to have somebody blow wires through the conduits that are in the ground. It can be done, but it would not be inexpensive.
Yeah,
Not as inexpensive as it would have been when they were doing
right.
the project in the first place. So I don't know why they nixed that. That was one of the things that they absolutely should have done, because it just makes it that much easier to stream music all through town.
Yeah, I was on Parks then, but I don't remember who it was. I don't remember the council members then.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but that's the way it goes. So
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where you just can't worry about it.
no, I'm not. I just
Good.
do my thing, and just JC's tell me to do this, and that's what I did.
Okay, a couple notes from Rob that are interesting. The state of Ohio has earmarked $100,000 for redoing the brick walkway in Riverside. I'm looking out at the park, Riverside Park walkway. He doesn't know how much money we'll actually get, but it would be to redo the walkway from Main Street all the way to the new library steps, which
Okay.
would include a concrete base, something other than railroad ties along the edges. And I think they'll still do bricks, but it's in bad shape right now. I walked on it
Mhm.
yesterday, and
It's hard to
there's
walk
some
on.
real tripping hazards there.
Yeah.
So when that will happen, I don't know, but at least we're on the right path for that. But they definitely want to get rid of the railroad ties, which look really crummy.
Mhm.
We also talked about the Vincent Street Arboretum. we've got the grant money for that, but we just need to get going on it. But I don't know why we haven't. I don't know if COVID has had an impact on that or not, but he's very much aware of wanting to get that done too.
Yeah, so
So,
I think that maybe that's something that Craig Course, we could ask him to take a look at too. I mean, that's what he's
yeah,
supposed
that's
to
a good idea.
figure out what would grow best there. And
Well, it's also, engineering the path. And then the path is going to go along the river and then go up near the bridge at the
Yeah.
Cleveland Street crossing. So, yeah, that needs to be done. It's actually Ben King. Okay. I think that's all I have. Is there anybody else have anything?
With regards to Triangle Park, I know that where I have the sound system installed on that board panel that has all the electrical, we took down all the shrubbery that basically covered that, kind of hid it. Are we going to plant something else there that will cover that again or not? You know?
I don't know. That's something that the beautification committee had been working on with
Oh,
John Brockway and Mark Nelson,
okay.
because I think it was arborvitae that had way overgrown
Yeah,
there.
Been overgrown.
Got out of control, right?
Yeah, so we need to revisit that.
yeah, it would be nice to just to, replace it with a couple new arborvitae.
Hmm.
Something just to hide it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's usually the best kind of material for screening, something like that.
Hmm.
okay.
That was all.
Yeah, it does need to be screened.
Yeah, it just looks a little naked out there.
You know what's weird is in Riverside, if you're walking in the driveway behind Cuffs, all those hedges there are dying. Remember, there used to be that tree that my husband called the upside down tree?
Hmm.
It was a weeping something. There were a
Cherry.
bunch of ornamental trees along there, and I don't know what has happened there, but there were at least 3 trees that had to come down on the east side of the parking lot. Then that upside down tree, and that whole hedge is going to have to be removed. It's turning brown.
Hmm.
So it makes me wonder if there was a spill or something that killed those shrubs and trees.
Maybe get too much salt. I don't know.
I don't know. But I'll talk to John and Mark about the arborvitae for the sound system at Triangle.
I knew they were probably going to do something. I mean, the other stuff just got out of control. You couldn't
Right.
see anybody in the bandstand when they were making speeches during
Right.
whatever it was. It's like, is there somebody up there or not? So let's get these taken down, but it needs some kind of cover.
Okay.
And maybe it would be, I don't know, I guess arborvitae's fine, but if there was some kind of a,
Well, John may have another idea. He's pretty good with this kind of thing.
yeah, keep something that's trimmed and just
Mhm.
right to the exact dimensions of the panel itself would be nice.
Okay. I'll mention it to him. Does anybody have anything else? Okay. Our next meeting is on Wednesday, February 3rd, and Zoom again, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy this gray day.
Yeah, go
It's going to
Brown.
be like this for, yeah. I mean, I
No,
heard
they
on the
were
news
good.
last night that the coach has COVID now, or he's been
Yeah, he'll be up in
tested
the booth.
positive.
He'll be up in the booth though, making all the calls anyhow. It
Oh,
really,
you think so?
oh yeah, Yeah,
Good.
he'll be at the game. I can't imagine that they wouldn't allow him to be at the game, or there'll be some way that he's communicating to the whoever's on the field. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah,
And then you got Ohio State too. So
right. I sure hope we win. I have a brother who lives in Pittsburgh who's a Steelers fan, so
Uh-oh.
I said to Gib, we deserve to win, but if we don't, I'll be happy for you. So,
well, I think the Steelers, they really didn't care if they won that game because they knew they'd be back in Pittsburgh. I think they would rather have played us than any of the other teams. So that's kind of why they didn't play Roethlisberger, really. Like, okay, they stand a better chance of beating us than they did the Ravens or the Colts or the Bills. I don't know who they would have played. I don't know how that would have ended up, but I think that was part of it.
yeah, the strategy. What about Ohio State? Do you think we have a chance for that?
I think so. It can be tough trying to stop that offense for Alabama, but it's possible.
Well, it'll be an exciting weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, everybody. I'll see you in a
Okay.
month.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure,
Bye.
sure.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Christy.
Christy.
You're welcome. See y'all later.
Okay,
Have a great year. Happy New Year. Truly.
thank you.
New Year.
Same
Peace
to
and
you.
health to everyone.
Thank you.